Hello and welcome to Michigan Business Talk. My name is Mike Doctor. It is good to be speaking with you again today. I am grateful to be healthy. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to talk to you guys, and I'm grateful that you're listening. So, thank you for that. The last podcast we talked about the importance of cash reserves in a time like this. We're going to do part two today. It's going to be a little shorter. Would like to get the whole thing up on IGTV for people who follow along there. So that means under 15 minutes. So we will rock and roll and get on through it. But the last time we talked about the importance of cash reserves in the Michigan Business Talk Business Survival Series. And today we are going to talk about the importance of revenue and the importance of creating revenue and making sure you can create revenue. You need to have cash flow. Right, you absolutely 100% need to have cash flow for your business. And if you're like me and a lot of other businesses right now, with the economic slowdown, the economic shutdown, it's been a challenge, right? It's been a challenge. I know there's been quite a few speakers, corporate trainers I've seen on LinkedIn all over the place, support groups starting for people who do something similar to what me and some other people do, some of my friends do. Which is great, but it's about figuring out how you can be essential, how you can add value. There's a lot of jokes around about what's an essential employee and what's not an essential employee. How do you become an essential employee, and how do you keep your business open? How do you keep your people working for you? I mean, nobody wants this. Nobody wants for this situation to be the situation. Nobody wants for this to be the new norm. There's a lot that's happening right now in the market. There's a lot that's happening with the social distancing, that order being extended to the end of this month, being extended to the end of April, or not the end of this month, but the end of April now. And man, it's crazy. It's crazy. So as you're managing through and as you're trying to figure out what to do, the importance of generating revenue and generating cash flow is so critical to success and longevity, and just in general, right? Functional, practical application, proof of concept. Will somebody pay you to do something? Will they pay you to do what it is that you want to do, to offer, to fulfill on the service that you want to offer? Will they pay you for that? If they won't, you got to find something different. You got to figure out how to make yourself essential. You have to. You guys know the consequences of not having the revenue, of not having the cash reserves, of not doing that. And sometimes you got to do stuff that you don't want to do. Sometimes you need to do things that aren't within the initial original scope of your business, of the initial original scope of your brand. But guess what? The rules have changed completely. The rules have completely changed. If you're structured like me, right? If you're structured like me and you are a single person S corporation and you are the only employee, there are very minimal resources for you, and how to be able to access capital right now. If you don't have those cash reserves, a lot of lending is drying up. There was some news today that maybe this new stimulus package will have some options for small businesses. There's a chance of that, but you can't count on that. And so what that means is you have to do what you have to do. You got to start thumbing through the Rolodex, right? Connecting with all those other contacts that you at one time, maybe had some synergy with, and you were talking about doing some business together. You need to figure out who in your neighborhood will have you do things for them around their house that they will pay you for because they don't want to. You need to figure out people who are essential employees, are still working from home, and maybe need some help with some things around the house because they're stuck at home, their kids are stuck at home. Maybe they need you to clean. Maybe they need you to do some odds and ends, some honey-do list type stuff. You're not above that. You're not above sweeping floors and bagging groceries. I promise you that. And if you think you are, guess what? When month 2 or 3 or 4 of this comes, you're no longer going to think that you're above it, because you're going to need to generate some revenue, right? How long will construction crews be ordered to be shut down in Michigan? In Detroit, they're pulling people over right now. They're literally pulling people over if they're out on the road. It's bad in Detroit. It's always bad in Detroit, but this specifically is not great in Detroit, right? If you're a landowner, a property owner in Detroit, now you have the no eviction rules for the foreseeable future. And you have people who are using that as an excuse not to pay their rent. I haven't heard anything from my people yet, but I'm sure I will. April 1 is what? 2 days from now? Right? 2 days from now? 2 days from now. If you are planning on getting all of your rent checks, you need to plan again because you're not going to get them. You're not. You're not. So what are you going to do for money? What are you going to do? Revenue is key. You need to be able to create revenue to stash that cash. Here's something you can do to help your cash flow. You can start calling your creditors and start negotiating stop payments. You can start negotiating deferments. You can start negotiating with your mortgage company, right? Why wouldn't you, right? I guess I'm just curious. Why wouldn't you do that? If it's interest and penalty free, why wouldn't you have a 1 to 3 month deferment on those payments? I don't understand why people wouldn't take advantage of that if they can. There's no real reason not to take advantage of that. No real reason at all. Right? Start calling them and just talk to them. Explain to them what happened. Explain to them what's going on. It sucks. It's really painful to do. It's not the most exciting thing to do. It's not the funnest thing to do. You feel like a bit of a child calling and asking daddy for help, right? That's what you feel like. But guess what? The rules have changed. Everything's changed. You got to survive, right? You have got to survive. You've got to figure out how you can bring money into your household right now. Right now, for the foreseeable future, for the next 3 months, okay? For the next 3 months. I've had some new events rescheduled. Some of them are virtual, which is great, right? And I've had 6 more scheduled in Detroit starting in the beginning of June. I'm telling you, I'm not counting on those to stay scheduled. I can't. I've done it before. I can't. So starting in the beginning of June, I've got stuff on the calendar. But guess what? That's 2 months away. April, May, June, right? April, May, June. So it's 2 full months away. What am I going to do for the next 60 days? Having future business 60 days from now does not help me from now to 60 days away. Construction's down. We don't have investors who are coming back. We have no space. What are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? I have my plan. That doesn't really matter. What are you going to do? I'm just trying to give you some context so you know that I'm in this with you guys and it's not just some bullshit that I'm talking about. Okay? What are you going to do? How are you going to generate revenue? What are you studying right now? The market's going nuts. The market's up and down. Are you studying and figuring it out? You see me looking at my computer. It's because I'm in a Discord group and I'm getting updates on new things that we should be watching. I'm getting updates right now on a stock called ABT. I have no idea what it is, but it just got posted by somebody. And it's got a big V shape. It's probably just hit up on some support. It's probably going to go down a little bit and then go back up, right? But what are you doing? What are you studying? How are you figuring out how to generate cash flow? How are you figuring out how to generate money for your family, money for your business? It's 100% vital. You have to do it. You have to do it. It's time to swallow the pride. It's time to become essential. It's time to figure out where someone will pay you to do things, no matter what it is. Landscaping, gardening, Meyer, right? Delivery, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Instacart. Why not? Why not? So you pull up at a coworker's house and you deliver them some food. Who freaking cares? Who cares? They're stuck too. The difference is they're using the time as time off and they're bitching about what they can't do. You're making a decision about what you can do and you're executing on it. You're going to be so much farther ahead when this thing actually subsides because guess what? The economy is shut down and going to be shut down for the next month. Are you just going to sit in your house for the next month and watch and observe and worry and fear? Or are you going to do something to take care of you and yours and make sure that your business can survive? Make sure that you can survive. What are you going to do? Because you need to. The rules have changed. In order to survive, you have to start thinking differently around the same things you thought about before. If you are temporarily laid off, if you are a realtor, oh my goodness, if you're a realtor who can't show houses right now, whose business is drying up, if you're one of those individuals who is your income is based on what it is that you do and your performance, and things like that, and you can't go make sales calls, now you're screwed. You're screwed, right? You don't have anything. You can't go into businesses because no businesses are open. You can call them, but all the decision makers aren't spending any money because they don't have any revenue coming in. So now what? If you're in advertising, you're hurting. If you're in sales, you're hurting. If you're in construction, you're hurting. If you're in Michigan, you're hurting, right? Everybody's hurting, but there are things out there that you can do, and you need to start thinking about that. Every waking activity. Here's a challenge for the rest of this week, and I'll do another one of these, and it'll be around people and tech. The last one will be around technology, but the next one will be around people, including us and our attitudes, right? But for this next week, here's my challenge to you. Do everything you can from the time you wake up till the time you go to sleep to focus on one thing that you can do to figure out how to generate revenue into your house today. One thing today. Heck, study poker, study blackjack, play online. I don't care. Figure out how to generate revenue to your house. You got to do it, because if you don't do it, it's going to absolutely cripple you in the future. Absolutely cripple you. There's not enough money to go around for everybody. So you get $1,200, so you get $2,400. Yippity doo dah. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to save it? Are you actually going to save it, or is it just going to go towards bills right away? And then what are you going to do next month? Right? $2,400 as a couple. Okay, so you get $2,400. Times that by 12. What is that? $28,000 a year? $24,000 a year? So what? That's maybe one person's part-time income nowadays. I mean, it's great. It helps. Nobody's going to turn down $2,400, $1,200, right? Nobody's going to turn that down. It's awesome. But so what? It's not that much. What are you going to do? Because that's what it comes down to. What are you going to do? How are you going to be able to generate this money? How are you going to be able to generate these funds? Where are you going to get them from? That's what I want you to think about. This next week, every waking hour that you have, what are you going to do to generate revenue? Because you can do it. There are ways out there. Who will pay you to do something today? Who will pay you to do something today? Let me know. Reach out to me. Thank you, guys. We're coming up on 15 minutes here, and I promise you 15 minutes or less. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you taking time out of your day. I've hoped you enjoyed the first couple episodes in the survival series, and I'm excited to bring you the next one about the right people and the right technology in your business, and having the right technology and taking advantage of the right technology, be it social media, be it things like this, in order to spread the word, stay relevant, and keep yourself out there, because now more than ever people are spending time on platforms like this, and if you don't have a presence, you probably don't exist right now, which isn't all that great for you. But I'm glad you're listening. Thank you. Michigan Business Talk. My name is Mike Doctor. You can find us anywhere podcasts are heard. Go back and listen to the last one in the survival series. Listen to the interview series. Listen to some of the other vignettes. Again, I'm excited you're here. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Like us, rate us, share us. We are happy to continue to provide value to you. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye now.